TTV Racing, sponsors of the Formula G show.
A launch off the line, the pressure you will see building from these two as they go through. Let's see it, send them, and we're green! Wow, that is close.
Welcome Gymkhana fans, it's round 2 of Formula G, and after the madness of the Russian roulette of round 1, we have a track that on the face of it should be a little more simple. However, the fast and slow action is throwing up a few gear quandaries.
I've already had to have the gearbox ain't.
Gearing is a little bit low.
It's first, second gear stuff.
Do I stay in first? Do I go second? No, I'll go second and then back into first.
What's your strategy for today?
I'll just go flat out.
Normally off the start line I'm in front, so it's all right.
What about this layout? Is it particularly complicated?
I can't get the track in my head.
I'm still trying to learn it. Every time I go out, I'm sat in my car looking at the map like, where am I going?
Well, Luke, let's take a look where we're going. We're at Rockingham Race One in the UK, and this is what's giving our drivers the runaround. Well, it's not uncommon to start with a shed load of speed in straight number 1 with a fast right-hander into straight number 2 to the first of our Roy-slip tyre loops. Straight number 3, chucking a U-turn on the inside of the tyre wall. It's a short dash into a double spin around the barrel, then a short hop into a precise elbow corner, back to Roy-slip. It's straight number 4, but don't get too carried away, you've got one last 360, then carefully blasted into the stop box. Hit an obstacle, it's a 2-second penalty, take a wrong turn, and it's also a DNF. Swap sides, do it all again, and the fastest combined time takes the win. And we'll start with the top 4 battles in all-wheel drive, brought to you by Scooby Clinic. And first up, it's Dimitri Shribny versus Michael Irwin. With commentary from our man trackside, it's Nigel Pope.
Michael in the black, Dimitri in the multicoloured BRZs, and we'll launch! Clean launch from both. Pretty neck and neck there into the tyre wall at the back. See how they pull out and grip for the second launch. Dimitri marginally ahead, but seemed to slow down a little earlier than Michael. This is pretty tight stuff from two completely different styles of drivers, completely different budgets on the builds there. Double spin round this barrel. Certainly the track has won and lost parts of these sections here. Into the chicane now. Looks like Dimitri pulled slightly quicker out than Michael, but Michael looked like he got in that tyre first. And now we're up into the final barrel. Both gone the right way round it, so just a stop in the box. Clean runs from both.
With 1.85 seconds to make up, Michael unfortunately took a wrong turn, resulting in a DNF. Which means Dimitri rockets through to the final, while all is not lost for Michael, who will still battle for the third spot on the podium. Up next, semi-final for Jonathan Buck and Jordan Andreev.
Bucky on the left-hand lane in the yellow neon, and the radish red of Jordan in the right-hand lane. There go! Bucky certainly got the edge into that first tyre wall, but Jordan not far behind. Plenty of time to catch up as they launch to the other section. Bucky first to the tyres to come back again. Jordan still just slightly behind. See how they handle into the corner. Yeah, and back into the double spin. Bucky again first into the second spin around and launched away. Really has taken it now through the chicane. Second time round the rusted tyres. Jordan really sort of foot off the gas. Not what we've seen during today. Really qualified with such a fast time. And Bucky round the final barrel and a stop in the box. Jordan can just watch his bumper as he then follows to his box. Four lights lit, both sides. Jordan on the left, Bucky on the right this time. And we go! Bucky again, faster off the launch. Both now around the tyre section. Let's see how we get on in the second launch now. Yeah, Jordan just slightly behind. Bucky certainly taking the speed out of it around that first tyre. Up to the cone now. Tight and tidy from Jordan. Cool kick, did kick out the back on the back part though. Round twice. Oh, Jordan's clipped the barrel there. Will be a 2-second penalty. Already behind though as he goes into the chicane section. Bucky really going to take advantage of that now. Surely he can see the barrel on the floor. He knows he's just got to keep calm. Into the last barrel and then a stop in the box. And from Jordan too.
So a convincing win sees Bucky through to the final. Whilst Jordan and Michael's third place battle just wasn't meant to be, with Jordan bowing out with car trouble. So for the final battle in all-wheel drive, it's a Team Scooby Clinic head-to-head with Dimitri's one-of-a-kind four-wheel drive BRZ and Bucky's common or garden Impreza.
All-wheel drive final. Jonathan Buck in the left, Dimitri in the right. This is it. Teammates off the track, rivals on the track. Bucky's got the launch on him. First into the tyre wall. Kicked the back out there, pulling out though. Looked like Dimitri caught a lot of time back there with a bit more grip. Both pretty neck and neck into the first tyre, but Bucky looks like he's got him into the cone. Yes, he definitely has. Can they catch up in the double spin now? Bucky taking a real tight line, but Dimitri is almost sucked into that barrel, so tight and tidy. Dimitri just behind in the chicane section. Bucky's certainly taken the tyres first. Now into that final barrel. One twist, if you please, from both. And a stop in. Oh, Dimitri spun out there. He's lost loads of time there. Bucky just sitting in the box waiting. That'll frustrate Dimitri, I know it will. And a stop in the box. No tap of the barrel, but a lot of time lost. Let's see if Bucky can hold his nerve on the second side. He's got a massive head start in the seconds from that first run on Dimitri. And there go! Bucky's pulled away, certainly a lot faster than Dimitri. But both seem pretty neck and neck out the front side of them tyres. Dimitri certainly pulled the time back now into that first of our Ross Slip tyres. Dimitri knows he's got a lot of time to gain, but he feeds on the pressure. Bucky keeping up with him now. Both pretty neck and neck into the tyre for the first spin. Dimitri's got a tighter line on the second. Plenty of grip from both through the chicane section now. Dimitri arguably small tenths of a second in front, but Bucky seems to have pulled it on him into the barrel. Just round the once, and a stop in the box. Clean runs from both, but of course Bucky with that massive lead from the first side. Surely we see him win.
Well, congratulations to Bucky. He adds another win. And speaking of domination, Andy Lewin lets us in on the secret to setting up a front-wheel drive car.
Got to get the rear end of the car behaving how you want it to. It's got to slide really easily, virtually like casters.
This isn't a bog standard Micra, is it? Surely, what have you done to it?
Balance it all, lightened flywheel, ported all the head. It's got Group A cams. The ECU is a standard ECU, but it's been remapped. We've got all rated anti-roll bars, coilovers all round, but we're still running on the 1 litre brakes on the front.
Well, he's clearly doing something right, because yet again, round 2 is a win for Andy. now we turn our attentions to the U1 Championship, brought to you by TTV Racing. And the first of our final 4 battles will be Nick Biddle and John Moffat.
Okay, so Nick Biddle, John Moffat queuing up here. Both have 4 white lights ready to go. And they're off! Neck and neck, I think, pulling down there on the straight into the tyre wall at the back section. Both drivers pulling away so fast to the opposite end of the track. Now I think Nick got there first, but John's catching up. Straight up again to the cone. Both drivers taking it clean. Quite a wider line there from John. Not used to seeing that today. He's kept quite a tight and tidy line round the barrel though. But Nick pulling away milliseconds in front. I got here to the chicane section. Final drop round the tyres at the Ruslip end of the track. And we've just got that final barrel to stop in the box for next. Nick's in there first. John Moffat just behind.
And with a little over 2 seconds to make up, under pressure, a usually cool-headed John Moffat takes a wrong turning. So it's Nick Biddle through to the final battle. And John fighting for P3. And we'll rejoin the U1 Kit Car Championship here on the Formula G show in just a few moments.
TTV Racing, sponsors of the Formula G show. TTV Racing, sponsors of the Formula G show.
Welcome back to the Formula G show. We've still got rear-wheel drive to come, but now we're back with U1 Kit Car Top 4. And in the second semi-final, Andrew Biddle had some serious pace on Mark Alder, but sadly in his haste took a wrong turning, meaning he gets a DNF and all Mark has to do is finish and he's through to the final. Very chuffed he is too. Well, John Moffat and Andy were set to deliver us a super P3 battle grudge match when the curse of the track struck Andy yet again. He takes a wrong turning, so John takes P3, which means it's time for our final. So let's rejoin Nigel Pope trackside.
So this is the final. Both of our drivers lined up, ready to go. Nick in the grey, Mark in the yellow. And a clean launch from both. Nick really got some pace on Mark there. Let's see if Mark can catch him up in the technical sections later on in the track. A big launch down into the first of our Ruslip tyres. A real wide line there from Nick, but straight on the grip and up the other end again. It's a real up-down track today. We're enjoying the speeds the drivers are getting, but then exchanging into the technical spins twice around the barrel there from Nick. Mark not far behind, but behind the less. Second time into the tyres up that end of the track from Nick. Mark seems to lag in here. Maybe there's an issue with the car. First to the barrel at the end. Oh! Nick stumbled there. Really caught back up now from Mark. That'll make a massive difference for what could have been such a large lead. Okay, so second side now of our U1 category final. Mark and Nick launch. Mark's got him, but Nick just finds that second wind in the engine. Really pulls away once he gets the grip to the floor. Both pretty close now, but Nick seems to have the edge on him into our first tyre. Slightly wider line from Mark, lost him a little more time at the end there. Quite a loose line here at the start of that cone. Double spin. Real tight there from Mark, nose right near the barrel, really caught up some time on the double spin, and the chicane looks like Mark's pulled it ahead here. A lot more grip pulling away from that tyre for sure. Nick throw down the first spin. No, Mark got there first to it. So Mark first over the line. Nick shortly behind. Oh, left-hand lane, tyre outside the box. That will be a DNF. So your first place winner today will be Nick.
Everyone else seemed to make a mistake, get it wrong, DNF. I actually did a couple of clean runs and it was good, all sorted.
Well, congratulations to Nick. And now we move on to the top 4 battles in rear-wheel drive. And up first, it's an MX-5 off with Philip Staniford and Neil Beagley.
So 2 MX-5s now, the green of Phil on the left and Neil on the right, and and we are down into the first of our tyres, and up now to the cone at the end by the tyre wall again. Neil's not far behind, but Phil seems to be taking it away now. Can catch up in the double spin round this barrel. We have seen it quite a lot today. And Phil pulling away a little quicker. And first into the second of our Russliff tyre section there, Phil. Neil's not giving up though, he's giving a fight, he's punching back. But Phil has been clean all day and stops in the box, slow-mo as usual. Four lights, ready to launch. And we're green! Green, green and green! Phil first to the tyre wall at the back. Neil not far behind, taking a slightly wider line. Phil seems to have pulled off the throttle a little too here as he coming now down to the first of our tyres. Straight back up to that cone. Both guys giving it their all now. Neil second to the cone. Phil still slightly ahead as they go into the double spin. Tight and tidy there from Neil. Great racing today from him. Phil pulls away slightly quicker into the chicane section. But Neil seems to have caught up a bit of time here now. Pushing through to the final barrel before a stop in the box. Neil really gunned it down there to get to that barrel, but just behind Phil, who finishes first into that box.
Great work from Philip Staniford with a solid set of wins to put him in the final, while Neil will battle for P3. Next up, Adam Elder and Paul Seddon.
So at this stage of the event, to see Adam Elder with a fresh driver here, Paul, both launching off the lines. This is to put them through to the final. Come on, guys. And Adam comfortably round the tyre section, but Paul's not giving it to him. He's hot on his tails. Adam first into the tyres, but Paul is certainly sticking his foot down to catch up on the pace. Tight and tidy around the cones from both. Into the barrel for the first spin. And now the second from Adam. Paul slightly behind now as they go into the chicane section. Both keeping it clean thus far. Into the second of our Ruslip tyres. And off up to the barrel. Adam's certainly got a bit on him, but stopped dead at the barrel. What's happened here? Paul's taking full advantage, taking those ever few seconds, and to stop in the box. That was close. Super close in that first run, all to play for here. Paul the newbie and Adam the veteran, both taking a great launch into those tyres and pretty neck and neck coming out the other side. I think Paul might slightly have the edge on him here. tight round the tyre from Adam, sees him gain a bit of time, but Adam's really starting to stick his foot down on them launches. He's got to. Paul seems to be having it away with him. Into the barrel, looks like neck and neck to me. Second spin from both now. So you can pull the grip to the floor through the chicane section. This second tyre now, both tight round that. A launch up to the barrel. Adam seems to have him, but let's see if Paul can get around there quicker. So smooth from Adam, but I think Paul's there. Slightly behind in the box on Paul. Let's just see what happens with these times when they're added together. Super close from them two races.
What a show Adam and Paul put on, and with Adam in the final, Paul continued his dominance and, despite rearranging the track somewhat, still managed a P3 win despite the penalties. You can certainly watch out for Paul in future to rival the likes of these two up in the final battle, where your commentator is the magnificent Nigel Pope.
So this is the final. Adam Elder, Phil Saniford launch off the line straight up to the back there of the big tyre section. Adam looks like he's pulled out a little bit quicker, but Phil's not giving it to him, he's really pulling it back. Great tight turns around the first of our two tyres there, and right back up to the cone. I'm not picking it out of these two. And it's straight into the barrel for the first. And for the second turn, neck and neck, pirouetting round that barrel. Now into our chicane section, both tight and tidy through there. And around the second of our rust slip tyres. And up for the final spin round the barrel. Both neck and neck. Phil looks like he's just about to tuck out a bit quicker. And to the line. Stop in the box. That is close. So lining up for the second run of the final, Adam versus Phil. Phil with a 0.8 of a second going into it. Let's see how much that counts as they launch to the back section of the tyres. Adam wild on the back end there, and Phil keeping it tight as they're coming down to the first of our rust slip tyre section. And straight back up to the cone. Phil looks like he's got the edge on him. Adam is catching up. A little extra power could be helping, but of course a heavier car. Tight into the barrel, tidy from both. Second spin round, neck and neck. And a launch through the chicane section. Interesting part of the track there. Oh, big wild kick out from Phil. Did he mean to do that to get the best line? Who knows? Back on to the final barrel. This is it. Wow, this is close. And launch to the box. And a stop in the box from both. Two perfect, clean runs.
Well, congratulations to Philip. It seems, with such a breathtaking performance, there's really not much left to say.
Can't believe it.
Oh, congratulations, mate. Well done.
TTV Racing, sponsors of the Formula G Show.